when he's interviewed Didi, it's very interesting to me, you know, particularly after a loss or maybe a draw that they shouldn't have had. And he bristles at questions. And I suppose the comparison is being made with Pep Guardiola, as Liam said, the style of football they play, very attractive. And Mourinho, I don't know if it's unfair to say he's incapable of that, but certainly nothing that we've seen from this Manchester United team suggests he can compete with that kind of football. Is that fair?
No, I think that's a fair assessment, but at the same time I don't think he wants to compete with it because, as Liam just alluded to, that's never been his style.
Yeah.
You know, the reason Klopp hasn't got a good goalkeeper, really top goalkeeper, because he's in defending. And if you base your game on defence, then you need an outstanding goalkeeper. And every team is managed. I think it was Cesar at Inter Milan when he won the Champions League. Mm-hmm. It was Vitor Bahia, I think, at Porto.
Cech.
And Peter Cech at Chelsea before his head injury, which in my eyes changed his career. But before that, he was an outstanding goalkeeper. So he doesn't want to copy what Guardiola does because he's got a different philosophy, which is very hype that everybody has to play tiki-taka and everybody has to play football. There's more ways than one to win football games. Mm-hmm. And I don't mind watching Mourinho's teams. In fact, when he was at Chelsea, when it was effective, you know, I quite like watching teams playing to their strength and doing what they need to do to win games. But this is not what Manchester United is all about. And when he does get criticism now, what he just spoke about, he does deflect the criticism. As Liam said, it's all about him. And at times when, after losses, I think you need to show a certain humility. It's easy to show humility in success when you're winning. It's a hard thing to do when you lose. But it's not hard for people who've got a certain self-confidence and a certain way how they go about things. And certain things, when he did lose games, he said about the opposition, about his own players, they had it, or he lost that bit of humility you need to have to be successful for a long spell. There were interviews in the last season or the last 2 years where it almost feels to me he's begging for the sack because he sees that City is running away from them. Because the squad they assembled, the football Guardiola gets out of them, and the way Guardiola improved players. If you look at Sterling, he was fantastic at Liverpool. He had a tough spell when he went to City because the transfer was very high. He's doing step-overs, he's doing things, he's beating people with pace, with skill, with guile, which he never done before. You look at Fernandinho, you look at Sané, who's a very talented player, he took him to the next level. Mourinho's never done that with a play in the last few years. He buys players, they either work. If they don't work...
The finished article, basically. So
yeah, but they can't all be the finished article. The best example for me is Martial. Martial, for me, is one of the most interesting young players, even though he might be 22, 23 now, most interesting players in Europe. Now he comes, he plays, he doesn't play. There's not many players who can do that. He's been out of the team for 3 months. So they either fit, they either work, or they don't. If they don't work, get them out and buy somebody else because we've got the money. Mm-hmm. And this is certainly not the way to manage a team these days. If you look at his record since he's gone to Man United, you've got to say he won the Europa League, he won the League Cup, didn't he?
The League Cup, yeah.
League Cup, lost the FA Cup, finished second this year. You can probably say...
And he won the Community Shield.
Big one.
So you probably have to say he's done okay. But if you look at the bigger picture of the way they play, the unhappiness in the camp, which people express, you've got to say you've got the blue half of Manchester going the right way, and you've got to say the red half of Manchester, as long as he's there, is going the other way.